Scott Colton grew up in Deerfield, Illinois. As a teenager, he broke into the wrestling business with the name Colt Cabana, under the tutelage of Ace Steel, Danny Dominion, and Kevin Quinn. A friendship blossomed between him and fellow trainee Phil Brooks, better known as CM Punk. Cabana graduated from university in 2002 with a degree in business marketing. That same year, him and CM Punk would join their coach Ace Steel in Ring of Honor, eventually forming a stable called the Second City Saints. They marketed themselves as Chicago's finest, with all three members hailing from the Second City area. The chemistry between Cabana and Punk translated in the ring, and the duo would reign together as ROH Tag Team Champions twice. However, with Punk beginning to climb the ranks as a single star, Cabana set out to make a name for himself solo. He cleverly decided to target overseas markets, and would go on extensive tours of both the American and European indie scene. He racked up championships and even managed a 2004 Match of the Year award for his Premier Promotions bout against Johnny Kidd. His best friend's career trajectory was almost identical to his own until 2005, when CM Punk would get the call to sign with WWE. As is tradition, Punk was ready and willing to put over his training partner and former stablemate on his way out. ROH Punk, the final chapter, took place in the hometown of Chicago on August 13, 2005, where Cabana defeated CM Punk in a 2 out of 3 falls match. He used this boost to accelerate his momentum as he worked toward the same goal of making it to WWE. Cabana was about 8 years into the business and had many friends already in the company who sang his praises to higher-ups, thus putting him on WWE's radar. Following some preliminary matches, he would earn an official WWE contract in 2007 and join their developmental territory at the time, Ohio Valley Wrestling. Feud with future AEW fellow Shawn Spears culminated in an OVW Television Championship win, and he would later team with Spears to win the OVW Southern Tag Team Championships as well. Cabana finally received a call-up to the main roster on a 2008 episode of SmackDown under the ring name Scotty Goldman. Cabana knew he didn't have the typical look that WWE usually goes for, and admits to marketing his Jewish roots to set himself apart. Vince McMahon liked the idea and crafted the Scotty Goldman character around it. Things unfortunately took what Cabana calls an anti-Semitic turn when he was granted a WWE.com show called What's Crackin', later renamed to Good as Goldman. He crafted the jokes for the show in collaboration with a writing team, but WWE would edit in distasteful and often unwarranted references to Judaism. He struggled to gain footing and would make 5 total appearances on the main roster, before being subsequently released from his contract in 2009. Cabana returned to the independent scene, immediately ditching the Scotty Goldman name and walking right into a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla world title match against Chris Hero. It was a losing effort, but something even bigger was on the horizon for the savvy go-getter. His best friend CM Punk, still in WWE at the time, had embarked on a feud with The Big Show and injured the big man's hand in storyline. Ryan Barkin owned popular Chicago print shop 1 Hour Tees, established in 2008, and Punk alongside Cabana asked him to produce a custom I Broke Big Show's Hand shirt for Punk to wear to the ring. They were impressed with the final product, which led Cabana to request I Star Colt t-shirts of his own that he could sell at indie shows. Barkin says Cabana introduced him to other independent stars to produce more shirts, including future AEW EVPs The Young Bucks. It's through Cabana's connections that Barkin was able to gain credibility in the business and launch what's now known as Pro Wrestling Tees, a website and brick-and-mortar store credited with popularizing independent wrestling merchandise. The platform is a large reason why the indie scene has become a viable career path, all on its own. And Cabana continued to innovate, starting a wrestling-based podcast called The Art of Wrestling in 2010, one of the first of its kind. This would spark similar ventures throughout the business, with more and more independent wrestlers beginning to host podcasts and lean into social media content creation. The Art of Wrestling would unfortunately be the catalyst for something else as well: the deterioration of Cabana's friendship with CM Punk. The year is 2014, and CM Punk had had enough of WWE's brutal schedule, creative differences, what he calls unsafe work practices, and alleged stifling of business opportunities. Once released from his contract, he gave his first exclusive interview on his best friend's podcast, airing out the good, the bad, and the ugly of what went wrong during his WWE stint. The claims made on Cabana's show led to a defamation lawsuit filed by Christopher Amon, a WWE doctor who Punk claims mismanaged a staph infection he had. After alleged assurances his legal fees would be covered by Punk, Cabana decided not to comply with a cease and desist from Amon, and the podcast remained public. Despite winning the lawsuit, tensions brewed between Punk and Cabana, who were both left with hefty litigation bills after a long and drawn-out case. According to a lawsuit filed by Cabana against Punk, his former best friend reneged on a promise to cover all the bills, and he was now stuck with a reported $500,000 in debt. Punk fired back with a counterclaim for the amount he alleges was spent by him for Cabana's legal representation. The case was ultimately settled out of court in 2019. Following a doozy of legal troubles, things were looking up for Cabana, who was having a successful run in the revamped National Wrestling Alliance. He won the NWA national title twice, with a combined total reign of 137 days, and had crowd-delighting matches with future AEW fellow Ricky Starks. He was still conquering overseas markets as well, competing in the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Tag League with partner Toru Yano. As an established veteran and trailblazer on the independent scene, Cabana's dreams of making it to WWE were in the rearview mirror. He was completely content with his contributions to the business, and was his happiest working different promotions and making moves on his own terms. His friends Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Hangman Adam Page, and Kenny Omega, known as the Elite, shared his same vision, but Cabana says they knew how to amp it up even further. The Elite revealed to him that they were starting a wrestling promotion, funded by billionaire sports executive Tony Khan. Cabana is the first person outside of their circle to have been made aware of this new startup, which we now know as All Elite Wrestling. The company had financial backing, a world-class team, a primetime cable TV spot, and would travel city to city selling out arenas. Cabana was granted a second chance on the big stage when his friends invited him to be a part of the de facto #2 wrestling promotion in North America. After coming to the aid of SCU on the Revolution buy-in pre-show, Tony Khan confirmed that Colt Cabana had signed with AEW and was officially All Elite.